So, Coach,
With you.
much man, just coming from church. So,
Yeah, same thing, same thing.
for sure. Gonna go ahead and get it started, man. It's been a good week. How you been, Coach?
Man, pretty good, man. Holding it
That's
in the
good.
water, man. That's it.
Oh yeah, got to. So, go ahead. We're gonna get started with the fire, not the Fire 15. We're gonna start that a little later. But we're gonna start with the fantasy basketball. Uh, if you've been keeping up, we got down to 8 teams now. Uh, and I really think this 8 teams makes sense. In my opinion, this actually makes sense. Uh, I'll let you know. Let me make sure I got it up. Myers Park ended up winning their matchup, so they will be the number one seed because at the time they were the number one seed. They'll play against 8 seed Cannon. This will be the Elite Eight. Good game. Two teams play each other at the PD scrimmages. So it should be that would be a real good game if this was real life. It's just fantasy though. For West Rowan versus 21 Albemarle. Albemarle, I think beat East Burke in fan votes, and then um, I think all our votes. Then we had Lake Norman. They ended up beating Providence Day, and they'll go against Independence. Another good fantasy game. Might see that game in that 4A state playoffs
Yeah,
because,
definitely.
far as I know, right now Watauga is the number one overall seed in the 4A. And we'll talk about that too again a little bit later. And then 3 was Charlotte Catholic against 6 Mallet Creek. Another good one. 4A matchup. Should be a good one if they actually end up playing against each other. Um, but those 4 matchups, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the spot early, Coach. Who you got? Myers Park versus Cannon.
I would definitely, man, I would say Cannon, man. I would say Cannon. It's just purely, I think it's who they've played and the body of work overall as far as the schedules and the strength of
Right.
schedule. And that young crew is rolling right now.
They are. They really are. West Rowan versus Albemarle.
West
Albemarle's
Rowan.
been they've been a Cinderella though. Albemarle's been kind of a Cinderella in this fantasy bracket.
Yeah, they have been, man. They're really good. I think people love watching them.
Yep,
The Baldwin kid is definitely playing lights out.
for sure.
Yeah, but I'm rocking with West Rand, man.
Yeah, West
They,
Rowan's a beast. We're gonna talk about them a little bit later too. Lake Norman versus Independence. Who you got?
whew,
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one. Oh man, I'm rocking with. Oh man, Lake Norman, man.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
Lake Norman,
I ain't mad at it. I think it'll be a really good game. It'll come down
man.
to
I shoot, man.
whoever
Indies,
makes the
man.
best adjustments will be the
Pretty
winner of
much,
that
man,
game.
because they both just man phenomenal ball right now.
Sure.
I mean, both
I agree. Charlotte Catholic and Mallet Creek.
Catholic.
Got you.
I gotta go Catholic.
I feel
Gotta go
that.
Catholic.
All right. So we'll get more into it later on in the week. It should be a good week of basketball. Last week was a great week of basketball. We were
Man,
talking about AC Reynolds. AC Reynolds, I don't call it upset because AC Reynolds is a good team.
they're
Um,
pretty good, man.
but for most people, AC Reynolds beating Myers Park, they might be considered an upset. Do you think AC Reynolds is a legit 3A contender?
Oh, for sure. Uh, for sure. Like I say, I went back and watched that game, man, and they pretty much came out and set the tone. And
Mm-hmm.
then they play in a split conference, which gives them a lot of reps against 4A teams and
Mm-hmm.
just legit programs, and they're running through it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like and then they played some smoke earlier in the season down
They
here.
did.
You know what I mean? Where they played North Mac, and then they played
Mhm. Lake Norman.
Lake Norman the next night,
Yep.
man. And I was like, yeah, they definitely for sure a
Oh yeah.
contender. You know what I'm saying? And then they're playing that schedule that kind of prepares them for it. And like I say, they came out and set the tone early.
All right.
Like early, you know what I mean?
I agree. So I was looking at it today, and I was thinking about this because West Iran, their only losses to Lake Norman. West Iran's defending 3A state champions. Uh, their only loss to Lake Norman. Right now, AC Reynolds is ahead on the 3A rankings as far as max preps, and I think yesterday's win will help them even more because that's a big win against Myers Park. But that would be a really good game. The 3A West is kind of loaded in itself. We talk about 4A a lot, but 3A West is loaded.
It,
Um,
it
because
it's
East
loaded with
Lincoln's
good
still
teams,
there.
man. Right,
You, East Lincoln's still there. Northwest Cabarrus is a really good team. A lot
right.
of people don't look at that, and they still
I
got some
think
other good teams.
that conference is really good all the way
Hmm.
around.
Yes, I
I
agree
just, you know what I'm saying? It's all the way around. I
for
think
sure.
they're one of the best 3A conferences, like
Yeah,
in a lot of years. That's pretty good
because
basketball right
J.M. Robinson is 3A too. So
there. Right, right.
I know they don't have Ella, but Camry's been balling. She's been hooping. I think she's averaging around like 20, 26, 25 points since her sister's been gone. So they're big. So how does this loss help Miles Park?
Obviously, I think it's gonna help them see how they can respond to it.
Hmm.
Obviously, and I think it takes like anytime you undefeated at anything, it's a little pressure there. I don't care who
Hmm.
you are. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like every human is gonna feel that. You know what I
Right,
mean? And the more you win, I know it grows. So I would feel relieved that that's not there. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I'm one of them people that's like if I'm undefeated, I'm not even gonna use the word. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I'm
right,
just,
right, right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? You just gonna
Agreed.
roll with it. So I think it's gonna help them from that standpoint, man. Uh, it ain't like they took a loss to somebody that wasn't competitive. I mean, I
Right.
think it was a smart play. You know what I mean? Like to even have this game late in the season,
Hmm.
kind of gives you that playoff feel.
Right.
They went up the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So definitely got them prepared for that aspect of it, man. So I think it helps them a lot, man.
Hmm.
A lot more than, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, going up there and winning it cool, but I think for the most part, it takes a lot of pressure off of them. They can really just look at some basketball and keep preparing for the playoffs.
And that was my thinking. It takes that pressure off of you. I know a lot of people at Lake Norman said this last year that it was so much pressure because everybody wanted to stay undefeated. Of course, undefeated isn't always the greatest thing because of course that pressure it makes you overthink things. You kind of trying to do a lot, so it takes a lot of pressure off of my part. So hopefully, I mean, I think they still have a couple good matchups. I think they play South Meck again. They'll play Kell again, and then they'll probably play one or both of those teams in the conference tournament, and then comes
Hmm.
playoffs. So it'll be a good one. I went to Lake Norman Hickory Ridge. When I say that was probably the best game I've seen all year, I want to really be honest about that. You can tell from the media that was there how passionate the game was. Lake Norman went up by like 13, 14 points. Hickory Ridge just kept chipping away, chipping away, chipping
Hmm.
away. And I said it. I was talking to Coach Calhoun from Team United. We were sitting beside each other talking about it. I was like, Lake Norman can't let them stay around in this game because they're at home. Anytime you're at home, that energy is going to be different. And you hit a couple shots, the crowd started getting into it, and that's what happened. I can't remember the girl name. She had number 22. She hit a big three in the corner. Then next thing you know, Cherie hit a three, and Michaela got to the
It was
basket, hit a
up.
layup.
It
So
was up
it
quick.
it was like a, domino effect, and next
Right,
thing you know, that Lake Norman got attacked, uh, and that kind of changed the momentum. So
right,
it ended up being a tie game. Lake Norman had a really good out of bounds play. Shout out to
right,
coach because she drew up a perfect out of bounds play um, to take advantage of some of the smaller, younger guards that they had, and
right.
ended up being great. Great win for them. Um, does Lake Norman have a chance to get back to that title this year?
For sure, man. I think you just said about two or three reasons, man. Like number one, they brought back a lot of players. Like they lost
Mhm.
one major piece that everybody kind of mentions, but it's like, you can't really see where that, like they really established themselves as a
Right.
new team. You know what I'm saying? Like they've established themselves with some great wins. Their long loss was to like a great team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I agree.
Like so and then she can coach. You know what I'm
For
saying? Like
sure.
she's a great basketball mom,
For
man.
sure.
She has some stuff, man. Like out of bounds is like where she gonna tell you up at every time. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? She's really, got some stuff in her bag. So I really respect Coach for that, man. So I
Sure.
think they really got a good chance. I think this is one of the more dominant years in a while. It's like since the COVID. I think it's just been a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a tougher channel to
Mhm.
get there and a tougher path for a lot of these teams. But
Yeah.
um everybody thinks like you got to get to that third round, but like this year, that first and second round is going to be
It's
pretty
gonna be
tough for a
pivotal.
lot of
Like
teams.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be a big
So,
time. That especially
so
I think that first round because some people are gonna have to travel, and
right,
you know,
right,
like for instance, Independence and Catholic. Only one of them can be the one seed for their conference, so the other one's gonna have
right,
to travel somewhere.
right,
And that's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes right now. Until they
right,
get the new system in progress, it's gonna be tough.
right.
How good is Hickory Ridge?
Oh man, they're tough, man. That's
Mhm.
you know they're dangerous. They got guards, right? So that makes you dangerous, man. I think they're really good, man. I think that they can be a dark horse and really go deep in the playoffs.
Right,
Um, they're gonna see Lake Norman again. You know what I mean? Maybe even twice. You know what I'm
probably
saying? I think they
twice.
got to play them away, and then
They'll probably
in
play
the
them in the
championship
conference
game,
tournament.
and
Yep,
conference tournament. So they're gonna get that twice. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I
And no
agree.
matter how you look at that, that's preparation.
Hmm.
Uh, we've seen basketball for a long time, so you know how that's done in the past for like,
Oh yeah,
the Mallet Creek and Vance rivalries back in the day. You know what I mean? Like that does really good for teams when they hit the playoffs. So they're gonna be a tough out for anybody they face, like anybody.
for sure,
And no matter where they play, they're tough. Like they don't, that's a group of kids that play well on the road and all that kind of stuff. So I think they're gonna be really good. They're gonna be a tough out. I would hate to draw that anybody.
Yeah, yeah, I
But
agree.
that's a tough draw for any
For
team.
sure. I think they're so tough minded and they're aggressive and they play
Right,
physical.
right,
Literally reminds me a little bit of North Met, how North
right,
Met was last year,
right,
and they're still like that
right,
this year. They play that physical brand of basketball,
right.
that up in your
Without
face
Kyler.
type of basketball. So
Right.
I think that's big for any team. Um, so I'm just gonna talk about a couple of players that's made a big impact, especially this past week. Um, First, Autumn Washington, big time game versus South Mid. They were down by like
That's off.
17 points, 37 points, 16 rebounds. Kate Sears has been on a tear. She's
Yeah.
averaging in her last 4 games 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. She's been, and
Right.
Watauga's been one of the hottest teams in the state
Out right
too.
now. Right.
So they have a big game against High Britain coming up. But she's been phenomenal. 5.75 assist to turnover ratio. She's been really good. Myasia Young from Mallet Creek had a
Yeah.
huge
She had a
game,
phenomenal
30
game this week.
points, 10
Hmm.
rebounds. Brooklyn Saunders, 15 points, 14 assists, 8 rebounds, 7 steals.
Don't even tell me about
I
that one.
know that was hard, but
Man, coach, she's been phenomenal all year though.
she
Like,
really has.
uh, I told coach after the game, like, she's gonna get a lot of flowers, man. And if she
Yeah,
don't, people tripping. And they're not watching enough basketball because
right.
she has been really dominating this year. Uh, you know, she's been carrying the load. So yeah,
And
definitely
it's such
deserve
a
it.
hard because I was thinking about it last night when I tweeted it out. I was like, it's such a hard conference because of the players that are in it. Because
Yeah,
you got Catholic, you look at Blanca Grayson, you get Indy,
right.
you got Kaylee and Cam, then you go to Delaney Hill, Misa, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's
7
tough.
players just off the
That's off the
head
rip,
right
man.
quick.
That's
So
off the rip, man. Yeah.
like
It's it's tough
that's going to be a
every night.
tough one. That's going to
Yeah,
be a
man.
real tough to figure out
Yeah.
how they will do the conference player of the year, um, first team, second team, all those things.
Man, yeah. Yeah.
So now the week to come, I got some games of the week. Um, Indy versus Catholic, first game of the week. I think that's going to be a barn burner. They go to
Man,
Catholic this time. So last time, I think they won by 1 or 2 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Catholic won by 2.
Catholic won by 2. So that's gonna be a big game. We're gonna give out games of the week. Not right now though. We're gonna put it up. We'll put it on Twitter and Instagram. This will definitely be one of them. I said with Target versus Hybrid. Hybrid only has 2 losses. They're a
Right,
really good team. Amori Patterson has been phenomenal for them. Watauga's
right,
been really dominant as of late. They beat
right,
Alexander Central, beat Ashe County pretty good. So they've had some good wins. Concord Academy travels to Grace Christian. That's a big 3A private matchup. Grace Christian is Grace Christian. I'll say that. That's a team that I don't think I see them losing this year, realistically. They may end
man.
up in the Geico Nationals if they keep playing the way that they're playing, because they're already ranked in the ESPN top 25,
Right,
and
right,
they're probably going to keep growing. And who doesn't want to see Sarah Strong in a ESPN type of environment? But Concord Academy is still a really solid team. Nothing against them. I just think Grace Christian is a great team.
right.
Um, Next game, Porter Ridge versus Marvin Ridge. Big time battle of conference matchup. They'll have
Right.
to battle
Right
that
on the
out.
line.
I think they're first and second in their conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And
Yep.
both teams are like either 4 or 5 losses. Porter Ridge has been really good all year. Marvin Ridge has been good. So that's gonna be a great matchup. Union Academy versus Albemarle. They played each other not too long ago. My wife went to the game, said it was really good. Both have 2 losses right now. Albemarle just recently lost to Bishop McGuinness, which heck, everybody's losing to Bishop McGuinness right now. They played
Right.
Grace Christian tough. So
Right.
Albemarle versus Union Academy should be a good one. And the last one, Mallet Creek versus North Meck, round 2. I think it's gonna be good. I think North Meck's only loss in conference is to Mallet Creek, and that's their
Yep.
only loss in a while, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. They haven't really lost
They
much.
they haven't
Uh,
they haven't lost this year. They haven't lost in 2024.
Okay, so
So
that
it's
they're
gonna be
they're doing
interesting.
something like that's going to be a really good game. I
Yeah,
think it's
that's gonna
at
be a
North
game.
Met this time.
Yes, it's gonna be
It's
a
at
game.
North Met, so it should be
It's gonna be a
even better
game.
because it's that home crowd, that small gym. It's
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
gonna be
hot
a
in
game, man.
there. You
It's
got to
gonna be a
go in there
game.
and be ready to play for real.
Get your tickets
Um,
early. It's gonna be
Definitely
a
get your
game.
tickets early. I
Get your
think
tickets early. It's gonna be a game.
girls and boys game. I mean, of course,
Yeah,
everybody's going to come to see the phenom Isaiah, but
right.
that girls game is going to be worth the price of admission itself.
Yeah.
Um, so let's get to this Fire 25. Uh, what should we start at? Top of the bottom, Coach. First, let me hold on before we do that. Let me explain why I call it the Fire 25. So we're going from 15 to 25. The reason being is it's just so many teams that we're covering. We're not just covering the Charlotte area. We got the mountains, we got the Hickory area, the Cabarrus County, Salisbury, Rowan area. So we
Union
decided to move
County.
from 15 to 25 just to be able to give more girls their flowers because it's a lot of good teams that may not get into that 15, but 25 makes it a little better. If you look at colleges, they do 25. So we're gonna do 25. So what should we start, Coach? Top of the bottom.
Let's start at the bottom, man. That
All
top
right.
gets real interesting.
All right. So I'm gonna do 25 through 21. I'm gonna let you do 20 to 16. All right. So 25, we got Albemarle. We decided that they're a really solid team. 2 losses all year. Really good. Mari Baldwin's been amazing. Bianca Robinson's been good. We have Porter Ridge at 24. Porter Ridge has some really good wins under their belt. They got a couple losses that wasn't bad losses though. I think they lost to North. Got a couple other losses, but it wasn't bad losses. 23, Northwest Cabarrus. Northwest Cabarrus is a team where they are really solid. Their losses aren't to bad losses either. Um, I want them to have a little more wins. Like I want them to get that statement win. And they have that chance. They'll play J.M. Robinson soon, and they'll play West Rowan again. So they'll have a chance to get a statement win against one of those 2 teams before getting the playoffs. 22, J.M. Robinson. I think they move further down because we're talking about right now and not just body of work. We're talking about like right now, who's the better team. And I think because of the injury to Ella, it kind of made them move down a little bit further. 21, I have Stuart Kramer. I don't want to say her name wrong. It's Holland. I know the last name O'Holland.
Oshana.
Oshana. Oshana's a
Yes.
dog. She's been carrying the team really. They only have like 2 or 3 losses, if I'm not mistaken. I know they lost twice. No, they might have more than 3 because they lost twice to East Rutherford. So, but they're still a really good team regardless. You can start, man. You can start at 20, coach.
All right. We got East Rutherford. They're a 2-loss team. They really just been dominating their area out there in
Hold on,
Forest
coach.
City.
1-on-1 prep is 20.
Oh yeah, my bad, my
Yeah,
bad, my
1-on-1
bad,
prep is at 20.
my bad, coach.
Yeah, all right.
101 Prep is at 20. East
Yep,
Rutherford is at 19.
yep.
Yep, they're a 2-loss team. 101 Prep played a really good game against Cannon last week.
That
Um,
game, hey, this is not me being anal, but the game wasn't close. We put the subs in and they kind of took over after that. But we'll say it was close. We'll say it was close.
we're gonna say it was close, coach. We're gonna
We'll
leave it
say it
there.
was close. It was 4 minutes ago. We was up 30. I'm gonna just say that.
Got you. All right, so at 18, we got Audrey Kell. They had a really impressive comeback win last week that I think everybody was really like talking about the Autumn Washington game, man. I mean, she
Mhm.
really established herself. Yes, ma'am. Great job. Was it 31 and 16, something like
30,
that, coach?
37 and 16.
37 and 16.
37 and 16.
Right. Appreciate you, coach.
Oh, yeah.
Providence Day, really been playing some good games, some good basketball over the last stretch since our last poll,
Hmm.
but they did drop down. And then we got Alexander Central. They playing really well as well. They had a tough loss last week as well, but we got Alexander Central at 16.
All right, at 15, we got East Lincoln. East Lincoln still only has 1 loss. Um, Another team, I want to see a quality win. Um, I don't think they've beaten anybody that's been like just as good at them or better than them. So I want to see what quality win they will get. Marvin Ridge is 14. As I said, they have a good game against Porter Ridge. Shout out to Coach Drakeford with the comment. Um, but 13, Hickory Ridge, tough loss to Lake Norman, but it was a really good game. 12, North Mecklenburg. North Meck got a big game with Mallard Creek coming up. Still going to be right there in the mix. 11, Concord Academy. Concord Academy is probably one of the hottest teams. I think they've secured their conference for I don't know how many years in a row, but they look to be a good chance to get to the state championship game for 3A. So at 10, who you got, Coach?
We got Watauga.
Mhm.
Right. Like you said earlier, Kate Sears and Watauga's just been on fire lately, man. Really since leaving that John Wall, they just been pretty much knocking off anybody that
Yep.
get in their way. They're gonna have a tough one against High Brighton, their rival in that area, just generating itself. So that's who we got at number 10. Number 9, Independence. All right, Independence.
9 is Mallard Creek.
Coach gave me the wrong list. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, so nine is Mallard Creek. Um, they playing really well. They're gonna get North Meck on Friday night. That's gonna be a great matchup right there at North Meck. So other than that, man, they gotta just keep themselves sharp, man. That conference kind of down this year, so I know they're pretty much up for this game, man. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. Um, then we got Independence at number 8, right?
Hmm.
So Indy's been playing some good basketball. They got Catholic on Tuesday at Catholic. I know they're gonna be trying to get their leg back, so that's gonna be a great game to be checking
Yep.
out Tuesday. Uh, Number 7, Cannon.
Yep.
Right, absolutely. They just been rolling. They play some really their strength of schedule this year has been phenomenal for that young group. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing their playoff stretch and playoff run because they're a younger team, man. So I love how the private schools start kind of earlier than public, so we get to
Yeah,
watch them and enjoy that process. Number 6, Myers Park,
yeah.
right? Myers Park, they dropped with just that loss, man. I think overall their strength of schedule, man. They just been playing some good basketball, playing some good teams. Like I said earlier, I think that loss is going to do them more justice than harm.
Mhm.
Um, and so they're at number 6 this week.
And I don't think Myers Park drops too far because it's only one loss and it wasn't to a bad team. Like that
Right,
team is really good at AC Reynolds.
right,
At 5, East Burke, the only undefeated team left in our area. I think it's only two undefeated teams in North Carolina between them and Grace Christian, if I'm not
right,
mistaken.
right.
But they're still going on. I always say I want to see who like them play more competition. But playoffs coming up, so you
Yeah,
can't. Once you get the playoffs,
you
you're
got
gonna have
no
to play
smoke.
somebody.
Right,
4, Western Ram. Now this is a toss up between 4 and 3 for me, because they both have similar games, similar records, and they both lost to the same team. 3, we have AC Reynolds, and the reason that I put them at 3 instead of 4, um, quality of schedule. I think their schedule is a little bit harder than Western Rams. What like AC Reynolds has beaten Cox Mill, they beat West Cabarrus, and I can't remember all the other teams, but Western Rams probably next best win is probably J.M. Robinson and Salisbury,
right.
and J.M. Robinson without Ella Hobbs. So I kind of feel like that just moved AC Reynolds up, and the win versus Miles Park is big, and they also beat North Met too. So that's why they're at 3. Catholics at 2. Uh, and of course, Lake Norman is the number 1 team right now. Um, just right now, they're the best team. I feel like in public schools. Like I feel like they're the best team, and their record shows it. I would love to see how the rest of the season goes because that playoff is going to be masterful. I'm glad that private school plays earlier so I can go watch some
Yeah,
of them playoff games. Um, Hopefully, I don't have to drive to Lake Norman though because that's a long way. Lake Norman's just a long drive down 77. Nobody really be wanting to take that drive with all that traffic, but I will if I need to. Um,
man, it's worth it
Oh, for sure,
for
especially with the
sure.
games that they're having. But I think that's all we got for today, Coach. I
Yeah,
appreciate you being on here.
for sure.
Everybody, stay tuned. Wednesday we going back. Let's talk hoops. Try to find some more people to be on because we just want to talk basketball at the end of the day to give these girls their flower, give the girls game its flowers. A lot of people don't talk girls basketball, so that's what we're trying to bring to the area. But I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Ball Her Hoops, we're out. Please follow
Peace.
us on all social media: Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribe, like, and comment. All right, everybody, we out.
Peace.